Hello, hi, I'm Emily. Welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited today to be filming a Junk Journal July prompt. The prompt is contrast. So thank you very much, Meg, for inviting me to join this awesome collab. It's been really exciting watching everyone else's videos, and I really hope you enjoy my video today. So if you don't know me before, you've not come to the channel before, my name's Emily and I create videos about journals. So I've been journaling for quite a few years now, and I love all types of journaling. I love memory keeping, art journaling, junk journaling, writing journaling, and I also specialise in journaling as part of my sacred spiritual practice, so introducing a bit of magic and ritual and witchcraft and all that good stuff into things as well. So for today, I have actually just recently got back from my summer holidays. My husband and I travelled around Albania, which was an amazing adventure, and I really wanted to create a spread in my junk journal, art journal, inspired by one of the beautiful locations that we went to, which was called the Blue Eye, and this was a natural spring, a beautiful blue spring water set by like a lovely running fast flowing river in the mountains, in the forest. It was absolutely beautiful, and so I wanted to create a special piece to document that. And with my prompt contrast, one thing that I love to do is to contrast vintage papers and ephemera and tones with lots of bright neon. As you can see, I've got a very exciting spread out on my desk. I thought it would be fun to take out all my materials that I'm thinking of using today. I don't know if I'll use absolutely everything, but I am definitely a maximalist, and I love layers and texture. And lots of like grunge and interest on my pages. So yeah, I'm really excited to journal along with you today. I hope you've got a nice cup of tea or a cold beverage and got your journal in front of you, and let's make a page. So I've got my traveller's notebook, which is getting quite chunky at the moment because it does have my travel journal from Albania in, and my art journal, junk journal as well. This is a photo that my husband took of me at the Blue Eye. I actually have a couple of variations. This is the original one. Just wanted to show the gorgeous colours of the river and everything. And then I played around in a photo editing app that I have on my phone called A Colour Story, and because I wanted to make it look a bit more vintagey, to really emphasise that contrast between like the vintage tones and the bright neons. So I've got this version where it's like the blues have been deepened a bit more, and I've put on an overlay of like a sort of vintagey like grain or dust, and then this one which is a bit more warmer toned, and I think I'm going to go with this one. I printed these out on my Canon Selfie Square, and the kind of Polaroid photo adds to that vintagey vibe, I feel. So that's the photo that is going to be the sort of centre point of the page, and then I've got my journal here, and then this is my Albania travel journal, which is getting nice and chunky, and you can see I've used quite a bit of neon in this as well, but I still need to finish that one up. When I have finished, I will do a flip as well, but I'm just going to take this out of the cover just because I am quite a messy artist, and I would definitely ruin this cover if I create in it. Let's just stick that to the side. Okie doke. So this is just a Midori an MD Light notebook that I trimmed down to be a standard size, and this is just what I've been journaling in at the moment. You see there's quite a lot of neon already, so and I think, do I want to start on this page which has a base layer? I think let's go for a brand new fresh page. So I'll just put that aside for a second to show you all my goodies that I've got. So we've got our photo, and then for the ephemera side of things, I have some vintage papers. So I've got just some vintage, like old German paper, ledger paper. This was off a gift bag. These are stained coffee papers that a friend sent me. An old envelope. And you can see, what I really like about these is like the texture. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. You can see it's that kind of handmade paper effect. I've also got a book page that's again in this kind of neutral tone. There's a couple of birds on that. Some old map. And then this magazine cutout, which has, are they mountains or sand dunes? Oh, they're sand dunes. I thought they were mountains, but, well, they look mountain-esque, so we'll stick with it. I like that it had the neutral vintagey tones and then these pops of colour. I thought that would kind of tie everything together. So these are going to be like my base layers. Oh, I've also got a vellum envelope. I don't actually know if I'll use that though. Oh, and a bit more, I think that's newspaper. I've got a few stickers of some mushrooms and some flowers. I have some cheesecloth and this cool neon netting that my friend gave me. A selection of tape. So this is a classic-y washi tape, I think, and possibly that is as well. I've also got, this is black milk washi tape that I got from misopaper.co.uk. I think it doesn't want to focus, does it? And this is, I also got from misopaper.co.uk. I think it's by Ivy Snow, I can't remember, but it was kind of like vintagey vibes. So I've got that, some flowery stamps, and this is a cool stamp where the ink is in it and you just kind of rollerball it along. A few vintagey toned stamp pads. So that's all the vintagey stuff. I've got some gesso and my old Blick loyalty card that I use to spread my gesso in case I want to use gesso. I'm not sure if I do. I've got some beautiful handmade neon watercolours by Pan Ink Design, and I will try and link everything in the description box. Description box if you're interested in getting any of these bits and bobs for yourself. But these handmade watercolours are absolutely gorgeous. I love using them. I've had them for about a year, and so considering how much I use them, there we go, it does focus, amazed that there's still so much of them left. I've got a neon Posca pen, some neon Lyra pencils. I wouldn't recommend these. They're not, the yellow is fine, the other colours are just really not super neon-y. Got a gel pen, some neon thread in case I want to do any stitching, we'll see. And then probably if I use these, I'll use a stapler. So I've got a stapler here as well. So that is pretty much everything. What I'm also going to do is I want to include a lovely prayer by Molly Reamer, which includes some information about mountains. it's this earth prayer, which I wanted some sort of meaningful text to add into the layers, and this is from her Goddess Devotional book. It's absolutely beautiful, and so yeah, I think this would be a really nice prayer to include. Yeah, so I'm gonna have that as a layer, and I think I've got a rollable pen, but it has fountain pen ink in, and it's like a sepia tone. I can't really get this to work very well. I'm going to try and use this for some writing, and then yeah, I think that's pretty much it supplies wise. I've got my another art journal on the side that I'm going to use for like paint scraping or sticking down like any scraps and that sort of thing. So a lot of the time this is just like, I have prepped pages ready to go for when I have like a burst of inspiration. Cool, okay, so let's begin. I think I'm gonna clip my sides down a bit. And hopefully there is not too much background noise. I have my windows closed at the moment because my neighbour's grandchildren are playing in the garden, as they rightfully may do so. But they are quite loud, but it is very hot today, so I might have to open the windows, we'll see. Okay, so as the first layer, I think I'm going to start gluing some papers down. Or do I want to write the prayer out first? Decisions. No, let's start with some papers. Is the lighting okay? It looks kind of dark, but I'm filming this during the day with with lights. I'm sure it's fine. If it's not, my apologies. Okay, so let's start building up some layers. I'm not sure how much of this I want visible because I'm planning, I think, on using more sort of pink and yellow, so I don't know if that, oh, I guess that reddy colour would work. And for anything that's going down the middle, what I tend to do is cut them rather than glue it down like that, because that's it makes the book hard to close afterwards. So right, sometimes with vintage papers they're pretty easy to just handle like that. There we go. That page maybe. Sort of the elements that I want to use, I haven't really planned out like a composition or anything, but I think I'm gonna aim to have this here and then kind of build out around there, maybe have the text along there, but we'll see. I've already got glue there, so I don't know how well that's gonna work out. Yeah, I like that. Oh, that's definitely a mountain. No, I like the colours on that one more. Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of going down the middle bit, a bit there, but as it's just a magazine image, I'll probably just cut it by using my compass and this ruler. I'll just kind of do that. That'll be fine. Okay, so I think let's add a bit of this tape. And I'm just going to keep this here for a bit, just to start being a bit more strategic about where I'm putting my layers. Just to make sure that I'm covering, like there's going to be a nice frame around it. And you can see I've got a lot of little bits here and a bigger bit here because I want there to be some kind of, you know, a bit of contrast between these layers as well. Just, I think it looks quite visually interesting that way. Probably what I want to put down. Let's have a look at some of the tape. It almost feels a shame to cover up that a little bit there. Do I want to change my mind? I'm not sure the mushrooms kind of go with this, so I might leave them off. Let's see about adding some of this. See, I quite like how that image, you can sort of see it through the cheesecloth. Maybe if we had it like that, let's see if I can just stress this a bit more. I like using this, you can see I've used it on another page as well, because I just like how it sort of, I love how it looks on the page and how it's like a bit of a translucent layer. And I also like how you can make it stick out of the book, and I just find it's really inviting. And now I'm going to have that, and I think I'm going to add in a strip of this really cool neon fabric, neon netting, like there maybe, yeah, that looks cool. I'm just kind of wiping it, and it creates that nice edge. It dirties it up a bit to add to that kind of vintagey vibe. Staple this down. So if you don't have neon-y art supplies or anything, you could just use bright colours, or you could do like a black and white photo with splashes of colour, or you could contrast with, you could use just different textures to contrast and keep it monochromatic. There's quite a few different ways you could do something like this. I see I have, where I did the edges of the photo, it's gone on here, but that's fine because I think I'm going to add these stamps like here, like that maybe, and let's do that. I have lost in the mess, there we go, a little ink pad, just sure I love this. I think it maybe looks a bit mucky. I don't know. I think it looks okay. I think it looks fine. In fact, I'm gonna kind of build off of that and kind of edge the page a little bit as well, like I've done with the photo. And a bit of that cheesecloth fabric to kind of, because we've got a lot of stuff going on here, I want it to be like that, and then I might even do the writing here and just leave this as is to make sure that this is the focal point. I could even write under here. Yes, I like that. Oh, I like that. Okay, cool. So let's write our poem, prayer poem. I have lost my clip that I normally clip this book open with, so maybe, a paperweight will do. And let's see if I can do it there. I'm just going to put that there because that's going to get a really mucky hand. Okay, so I decided to just write an extract because it is a fairly long poem, but I made sure I put under the photo this quote, although I wrote over the tape, which it doesn't seem to like. Her mountains and rolling rivers, they comfort me, joy bubbles through my veins, because that I feel sums up the photo. And I'll write up the poem, prayer poem, and leave it in the description if you want to read it yourself. So we've added a little bit of contrast with that neon netting, but what I want to do now is add in some splashes of neon paint. I don't think I'm gonna, maybe I'll use a little bit of gesso actually, just to, this bit looks a little bit too messy. I like mess, but deliberate mess. This is what I love about journaling, especially like with no kind of particular plan, is it's sort of, you know, it's an exciting journey. You don't really know how things are going to go until you just do it. And what I've found is even if you think you don't like something, by the time you're finished, you can appreciate it for what it is. And if all else fails, turn the page, start again, or paint it all black and start again, you know. There's plenty of ways around it, but actually I think it needed, in fact, maybe it needs a bit of bits here as well, just to, oh, I've done it right over my quote. I might go over that up. Oh, okay, a plan is being formed. Okay, I like that. So I just repeated this quote bit here in the neon. Yeah, I really like that. Okay, cool. So I'm going to introduce a bit of yellow because we've got some yellow tones in the trees here, but I want it to be just, you know, little bits to create that contrast. And I'm just going to do some scribbly bits there. Cool. What does this red look like? Yeah, it's okay. And I think the pink, oh, that red actually goes well with that bit of neon bit. See, the pink, it's not neon enough for me. Not neon enough at all. Okay, I had a little jam jar of water. It's literally right next to me. Paintbrush. So to kind of seal it all together, I've decided I'm not going to use the thread because I think we've probably got enough going on. But I do want to add some of this paint and just kind of splatter it. So I'm just going to create a wee mask for my photo. I don't mind a bit of paint going on it, but I don't want tons of paint going on it. There we go. Okay, we're going to do a bit of yellow, a bit of pink. I might have put a little bit too much water on that pan, but we'll see. I'm just going to load up my paintbrush and very colourful. So let's just carefully move that. We've got a little bit on there, but that's fine. I actually quite like that little speckle bit. And then I wonder if some drips are in order. Okay, so to finish off, off camera I've just very quickly blasted this with my heat gun. I just want this to stand out a little bit more because it did get covered quite a bit with the neon paint splatter. So is this dry enough to write? The main bit, I'm probably absolutely ruining my pen doing that. Sorry, pen. And then here I just want to add a little bit of this pencil just to define it a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Maybe pen would be better. Doesn't make too much difference, does it? Cool, so I'm calling her done. And I do really enjoy the contrast of the vintage neutral papers and the bright neons, so hopefully you enjoy it as well. Here's a little close-up of the page. So thank you so much for joining me, and please do share your creations as well. I'm Fern and Oak Art on Instagram. I do have a private account, but I'll maybe make it not private for the rest of the month or something, if you want to connect or you know, tag me in your creations. Once again, thank you so much, Meg, for inviting me to be part of Junk Journal July. I'm having an absolute blast, and yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon.